What's good? What's good? It's the one, the only, but what do I know? Boxing coming back at y'all with another one, man. So we got David Benavidez, the monster, in the news. All right. Now it looks like David Benavidez is targeting a fight with Callum Smith, with Anthony Yarde, but most importantly, he wants this showdown with the winner of Bivol and Beterbiev. All right. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get into the article, and then I'm definitely gonna drop my opinion, and I want to hear you guys' opinion. So make sure you drop it in the comment section. All right, let's get it. All right, so shout out to the boxing app, the boxing news app, that is. It says Team Benavidez calls out Bivol and Beterbiev. Samson Liquis has set a 12-month countdown if his charge, David El Monstros Benavidez, retains his newly inherited WBC light heavyweight title this autumn. The promoter insists the Phoenix Puncher will headline Cinco de Mayo 2026 against whichever man emerges from the expected Bivol-Beterbiev trilogy decider. The torch will finally be passed to him as the new face of boxing, Liquis declared in a press release. David Benavidez has long been the odd man out, while Bivol and Beterbiev split the 175-pound titles, but Bivol's decision last month to vacate the WBC belt rather than face Benavidez cleared a path. The Arizona star was elevated to a full champion, and Bivol pursued a rubber match with Beterbiev, eyed for October in Riyadh. The winner of that bout holds 3 belts. If Liquis gets his wish, the Cinco de Mayo day against Benavidez at Allegiant Stadium or AT&T Stadium. Liquis' urgency is fueled by what he calls a disastrous holiday fight weekend. Alvarez points win over William Skoll and Devin Haney's track meet against Jose Ramirez drew widespread jeers. It still trips me out how Devin Haney receives all the dude. Okay, stuff like this just irritates me. So out of that whole card, you're just gonna pinpoint Devin Haney out. You're gonna pinpoint Devin Haney out instead of going to the fact that where Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero, who both have come forward in limited skill sets, their fight was boring as hell, and that was the main event. But for some reason, Devin Haney is the only one pointed out. Nobody's fight was entertaining that night. Let's get it clear. Tiafijo versus Arnold Barboza was not entertaining. All right, Devin Haney versus Ramirez was not the most entertaining fight. I will admit that. However, you were the same guys that was claiming, "Oh, Devin Haney's done" and all this type of stuff. Devin Haney had to do what he had to do to get a win. It is what it is. And Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero was definitely not entertaining. Ryan Garcia would act like he was scared to be in there. So how does Devin Haney why is he the only one that's pointed out in that situation? Get out of here with that. Anyways, forcing fans to wait to Inoue's thriller with Roman Cordenas, which I'm not gonna lie was a very entertaining fight. That was definitely the fight of the weekend by far. Rescued the narrative on Sunday evening. You can't buy good fights, Liquis said. The plan: Benavidez defends September or October, likely against the WBO interim champion Callum Smith. Then camps for May should Bivol and Beterbiev 3 fall apart. Liquis claims he'll chase the undisputed cruiserweight king or even Anthony Yarde, but insists 2026 holiday belongs to David. Now, the only thing about that is with Callum Smith, he has a fight lined up with Anthony Yarde, but I'll speak on that after I do this video. All right, so listen, David Benavidez has been yearning for a big fight, and he's been more of deserving one. Right? He deserves a big fight, right? He obviously couldn't get the biggest fight that he wanted at 168 pounds, so he tried to make the next biggest things. And I still don't understand why the hate from this dude, bro. I don't understand how you can hate David Benavidez unless if you're afraid for Canelo Alvarez. That's it. Because this dude is literally doing everything he can. Dude, he fights. He can't get a fight with Canelo. Canelo said, "Who did you fight?" He hasn't fought nobody. So then he goes to fight. He fights. He already had a victory over Anthony Durrell, who had the WBC, right? And then he fights Caleb Plant. And if you guys don't know the history of boxing, when a fighter is calling out another fighter, and that fighter doesn't want to fight or whatever, a lot of times they may fight that fighter leftovers. Now, I'm definitely not calling Caleb Plant a leftover, because Caleb Plant is definitely not a leftover. Like, Caleb Plant is going to be a champion again for sure. But what I'm saying is, he fights Caleb Plant, and if he gets a victory over Caleb Plant, in which he did, then what can Canelo say, right? Canelo still didn't want to fight him. He got to fight with Demetrius Andrade, a fighter that Canelo did not want. And to this day, I don't know why Canelo Alvarez did not want to fight Demetrius Andrade, when I always felt like Canelo would beat dude. But for whatever reason, Canelo just didn't want to fight Demetrius Andrade. It ain't like Demetrius Andrade was going to do what William Skoll did. That's not even in his arsenal. All right, but he beats Demetrius Andrade. He then moves up. David Benavidez then moves up, and he tries to get a fight with the winner of, he's actually flown out to Riyadh and is promised a fight with the winner of Bivol Beterbiev 2. Now, what happens? Well, Bivol, decides that he wants to go to a rubber match with Beterbiev. Now, I'm going to keep it 100 though, right? As bad as I wanted that fight, I wanted Bivol and Benavidez super bad. But I'm not going to sit here and call anytime you're going to fight somebody that's as dangerous or even more dangerous than the fighter that's calling you out, it's not a duck in my opinion. And anybody that fights Artur Beterbiev 3 times ain't afraid of nobody. Let's just keep it clear. So I don't think Bivol is afraid of dude. I don't think Bivol is ducking dude. I think Bivol is just honoring what he said he was going to do with Beterbiev. That's not a duck in my opinion. All right, let it happen. Cool. But it's still, if you're Benavidez, it's like, damn, I just can't catch a break, bro. Like, what do I have to do? What more do I have to do to get a big fight, bro? These guys are choosing not to fight me for whatever reason. One of the reasons is valid. I can understand it. The other reason is just a pure duck. I don't care what nobody says, and you know who I'm talking about. I don't even have to say the names that's valid and the names that's a duck. You know exactly who that is. So, if you're Benavidez, it does come to a point to where it's like, dude, I can't, what more can I do at this point? You know what I'm saying? I definitely think that a fight with Callum Smith or Anthony Yarde is a step in the right direction. It's definitely a fan-friendly fight, and definitely not a guaranteed victory either, because Callum Smith, let me tell you something about Callum Smith. Callum Smith can fight. And I've always, I criticize the hell out of Canelo when he needs to be criticized, but I feel like that's a fight that dude don't get his just due for. Callum Smith can fight, bro. That dude can really box, bro. Like, that dude can do it all. So that's a dangerous fight for Benavidez. And see, that's just once again, speaking of dangerous fights, that shows you the mindset of Benavidez, right? He was automatically in line for the WBC. Automatically, right? Just automatically in my line for it. Normally in a situation like that, a fighter will fight somebody easy because it's like, hey, I'm supposed to get the winner of these 2 fighters, right? What does he do? He goes and fights the dangerous guy in David Morrell. That shows you the mindset of David Benavidez. That dude is ready to go. All right, and you gotta give that man credit for that, bro. I'm like, that dude he wants it all, bro. He wants all the smoke, and I'm super happy for him in that matter, bro. I hope that he does get a big fight, because he deserves it. I mean, granted, and don't get it twisted, he's been in big fights, but he hasn't been in that blockbuster event yet. He hasn't been in that, the Canelo Alvarez, who everybody else seems to get a shot at Canelo Alvarez, except for the one guy that we feel like deserves a shot at Canelo Alvarez, right? And it's funny how everybody wants to blame William Skoll. Oh, all William Skoll did is run. All he did is run. Well, nah, you need to be blaming Canelo Alvarez too, because guess what, bro? While William Skoll did put up a dud, and I don't ever want to see that dude fight again, Canelo chose to fight him. Now, I know one person that it's not gonna run around the ring and gonna come straight forward to Canelo and give Canelo what he wants. I mean, I do know somebody, like, just keeping it right there, You gotta say no names, but I do know a fighter that just wants to come forward and bang it out with you, Canelo. You ain't gotta worry about no running or nothing like that. He's pretty flat-footed too. So, I mean, y'all got something in common. But you don't want to fight him. Okay. All right. Okay. In the words of Tony Montana. Okay. All right, but it's all good though. You chose to fight him, and now you got to live with that, bro. That dude did not deserve no fight with Canelo Alvarez at all. You know what I'm saying? He didn't, but he got to fight. You know what I'm saying? So now you fighting Terrence Crawford. You know, everybody, no matter, you know, whatever. I don't even want to dwell on that, on Canelo too much. But anyways, I can't wait for David Benavidez to get his title, his title shot, man. Or not his title shot, but a shot at a big fight. He's well over deserving of one, man. So you know, let's hopefully that fight comes soon. I doubt that he fights Callum Smith or Anthony Yarde next, because they're in line to fight each other. But we'll see. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. But what do I know?